those of you that have been watching my channel, you'll know that I've been planning to leave England and go and live in the Philippines, is what I'm doing right now. We have made it to Singapore Changi Airport at the moment. It is now the 16th of January 2024. I just want to give a quick update on our little journey through Heathrow, which wasn't straightforward. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't exactly great. So yeah, later on today we will actually be in Davao, Mindanao, which is another 3 hours drive from there. Then we'll get to Ken's house, and then we can settle down and relax. But at the minute, yesterday on the 15th, we left home. We left our home for the, well, I don't know when we're going to come back, but we left our home in England, Huntingdon, England. We got to Heathrow Airport. We had the pleasure of Monica from the garage taking us to the airport, so that was nice. That was a bonus. Thanks, Moni. Walked into Heathrow Airport, got down to check-in, and it looks, I had all the paperwork with me, everything we needed. So at the check-in, the first problem was our baggage. We had a computer in a brown box, which was all packaged up, an iMac, and 2 trolleys. Now, I'd weighed all the trolleys and the computer prior to actually leaving our house to get into the airport, and between me and Tyler we had 50 kilograms, 25 kilograms each, right?
Yes.
Come here.
Okay.
Say hello.
Hello, are you watching at home?
Yeah, it was my fault. I used all the kilograms because I was taking the iMac. That was what the problem was. That was 14.5 kilogram. But anyway, we managed to get both trolleys and the computer to 50 kilogram in total weight. The reason for that was initially we were 25 kilograms overweight, and it was like, I phoned up Singapore Airlines and I said to them, how much is it going to cost me to transport an extra 25 kilograms from Heathrow to Davao in Mindanao? And it come out at £475. That was just the Singapore Airlines flight from Heathrow to Singapore. Then on top of that, I'd have had to phone up the Scoot airline and got a price off them to go from Singapore to Davao. So I'm thinking that's probably going to cost me the best part of £800. So I thought, no. So I decided to undo my cases at home, get rid of some of the stuff. So I'm not bringing all the stuff I was going to bring. But we got all the weight right. The only problem was our rucksacks were 12 kilograms each, and we're only allowed 7. But we thought we'd wing it. We didn't get away with it. They weighed the rucksacks anyway. But I will say, the lady at the check-in was really nice about it, even though it cost me £160 for 6 extra kilograms. But she allowed us to take some stuff out of our rucksacks and put it into one of the suitcases, one of the trolleys. Our rucksacks were still 1 to 2 kilograms overweight, but she waved at us, don't worry about it. One of our cases was now, trolleys was now 8 kilograms overweight. She goes, I'll charge you for 6 and you can have the other 2, I'll let you off the other 2. But it still come to 160 odd quid for 6 kilograms. But anyway, it was done and dusted. I don't care about that. You know why? Because I was going to transport the computer to Ken's house using DHL. They wanted £600, and on top of that, when it went through customs, it would have cost an import duty tax on top of that as well. So it would have cost me about £800 regardless or more to get a computer shipped over there. So, but you can put it on the airline, as long as it's packaged up right, you can put it on the aircraft for nothing, as long as your checked in baggage is underweight. So, you know, £160, stuff it. Anyway, problem number 2, I don't think the lady at the check-in was exactly clued up. You'd think they would be, but she goes to me, I need to see your return ticket. And I'm like, I don't have a return ticket, it's a one-way ticket to Davao. But I have this, I bought prior to this journey, I bought, you know, this is the problem. When you enter the Philippines as a tourist, you've got 30 days to stay there, then you have to leave. And you have to show proof that you're going to leave the Philippines before you enter, and actually before you actually fly, before you leave Heathrow or wherever you're leaving from. I had bought a ticket for the 8th of February, it's about a month's time, to leave the Philippines to go back to Singapore. And the woman's trying to tell me that I needed a ticket to come back to England. And I'm thinking, I'm not coming back to England, I don't have to come back to England. In the end, she got the manager, and he come over and said, yeah, that's all right. Well, you would have thought they would have known that anyway. But regardless of that, got on the plane, the Airbus A800. What a monster of a flipping plane that was. The bloody wings are like the length of a flipping football pitch by themselves. I'll tell you what, I absolutely love them Airbuses. They're fantastic aircraft. Hell of a flight. Only thing is, it's like 13 hours travel and you're a little bit cramped in it and flipping it. They do feed you well though. You get two meals, drinks, snacks all along. Really nice though. So we get off the flight and here we are now in Changi Airport, Singapore. So we wanted to see the big waterfall. There's a massive great big waterfall. Can't get to it. It looks like you've got to go out of the airport, and I don't want to go out for immigration because it's a whole load of hassle to get out of immigration, come back in, so I'm not going to bother. That's a bit of a shame, so we just had to settle for the actual butterfly garden again. Anyway, we're going to go for something to eat and I'll update you once we get heading on to Davao. See you in a bit. This is the trek from the highway down to the house. It's just a dirt road and it gets really muddy, so this like all-wheel drive vehicle is just the ticket really, otherwise we've been in a ditch probably by now. Welcome to the Philippines. How's it going? Like the t-shirt? Monica from the Steve's Car Sales bought me this. I thought I'd put it on today because it seems kind of fitting. But yeah, finally here, back in the Philippines. I didn't do the whole like video log of going through the airport and all that sort of thing. No, I thought I'd just sort of like get here, acclimatise myself a little bit. Funnily enough, I seem to have, over the last few days that I've been here, I've got no stress. I just feel at ease, if you know what I mean. Just feel calm, no problems whatsoever. But what I thought I was going to talk about today, because I haven't put a video out for a little while, I just wanted to tell you about my thoughts on leaving England, coming here, kind of like why I come here, and not just that, just certain reasons, that things that have been going through my head, you know, financial reasons, mental reasons. Why have I actually come here and how do I feel about it? Do I think it's going to work? You know, stuff like that. Should we go for a little walk over where the pigs and the ducks and all that are? Be a bit more interesting than staring at me, wouldn't it? Come on. Yeah, this is just my own personal experience. So anyone else that's deciding to do something a little bit drastic like I'm doing, which is leaving your country and moving to a foreign land, it's a big move, and I guess when you're young it's kind of easier, but when you get to my age and you've worked all your life in England and you've had your routine for your entire life basically, and then you just uproot yourself and leave, it's stressful. I was having quite a bit of anxiety before I left, worried about not so much coming here, it was just the fact that knowing that there was no return ticket, and was I doing the right thing? This is what's going through your head. Will I be able to make it? Have I got enough finances behind me for this to work? Yeah, there's an awful lot that goes through your mind, and that's really what I was just going to talk about in this video, just so that anyone else, you know, whenever you do something in your life, you kind of mull it over, don't you, again and again, to try and convince yourself the pluses and the minuses, and make sure you're doing the right thing. Anyway, about me a little bit. I have worked as a mechanic pretty much my whole life. I've been with Steve's Car Sales for the last 30 years. If you watched the last video, I had a talk with Steve, the boss of Steve's Car Sales. He's my very good friend, and I'm certainly keeping in contact with him. This little spot down here was where we were going to house some pigs, but it hasn't happened here. The pigs are in another spot. I'll go around there in a minute. I just thought I'd walk down here for the sake of it anyway. It's nice to walk around. It's about 6 in the morning at the minute, so get out and about while it's still pretty cool. By midday today it's going to be around about 32-33 degrees, so it's going to be a little bit sweaty to say the least. Anyway, I have worked my entire life. I get up, this is in England, I get up every morning, I do my little routine, have a cup of, well, I used to have a cup of tea and a cigarette years ago. I long have given up smoking due to, I felt the health implications of it, so I had to stop. But yeah, you go to work, you stand 8 hours in a garage fixing cars day in, day out, and that's been my routine. It's been, for the most part, I've enjoyed it, especially when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I've not really been enjoying fixing cars anymore. Not every day, all day. It's been kind of getting to me. It's been making me a little bit depressed, if I have to say, because I'm tired of it. I kind of wanted to do something different. But you know, hey ho, life goes on. I won't knock the job I had, because I had a very good job, and it was paying good money. And if I have to say one thing about my life in England as it was up to last week, I was getting paid very good money indeed. I was at the point where, how can I put it, most of my life I've not had a pot to piss in, so to speak. I've always had a job, I've always had money coming in, but it's only really been since 2016 I've actually got things together properly and started making some actual money. Oh, it's a little bit dark in here, but here's one of the pigs fast asleep, and there's a hello little piglets. Yeah, they're all asleep still. There's another pig. I really don't know much about pigs at the minute. My woman Khennah, she is the one who does all the pigs at the moment. Look at this, chicken with a pig. There's some more around somewhere. They're all in these pens here. This one's pregnant. Yeah, it's okay. If I disappear one day, then you'll probably know I'm probably inside that pig. Hello. Yeah, I won't put my hand in there in case I get it bitten off. These are the pigs that we've been investing in. So we're hoping to breed lots and lots of them, so we can have an income over here. Yeah, I haven't even counted them. There's around about 30, I think. But it's going to take time and effort to sort it all out. So I mean, what's here at the minute it's a base to get started on. So we'll see how it goes. I won't really say any more about them because I don't know nothing about livestock or pigs or farming. I'm a mechanic. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, I was a little bit tired of doing the same job. You know, when you do it all your life, you get to a point where you kind of think to yourself, what are you doing? I don't want to work until retirement age doing the same job. And then this is my kind of thinking. If I worked until retirement age, I'd have plenty of money, that's for sure, but I wouldn't be happy. We've got cockerels going off every 2 minutes around here. You don't need an alarm clock in the Philippines. The cockerels wake you up. So yeah, I met Khennah online and we kind of hit it off. So I mean, she's an absolutely fantastic woman. We got together and we enjoy each other's company. She's got a fantastic personality. She's bubbly, a laugh, she's very outspoken, very great. I love her and we get on so well. So, and you know when somebody cares about you. I mean, I've had 2 years of speaking to Khennah nearly every day, and she has never faltered in her attitude and her emotions and the way she is. She's just the same person every day. I mean, I kind of get moody from time to time, but she doesn't. She's like a solid rock. So anyway, Khennah was the main reason I decided to move here, and I came over here last April for a month and got kind of like the feel for the place. As much as I would like to tell you I know a thing or two about the Philippines, I guess in reality I know absolutely jack shit. You've got to live here. You've got to experience it. Don't get me wrong, I've watched many videos on YouTube about the Philippines, but it's not the same. It's just not the same as being here and experiencing it in real time. You know, the climate, the people, the traffic, everything. This is not England, it really isn't. And you're really going to need some adjustment to be here. And that's another problem, you know, me as living in England, having to come here, it's not just a simple case of, oh well, we've got a little house here, let's get on with it. If you can't handle the weather, the climate and everything else, then it may not work. So but obviously I'm trying my best to be as positive as I possibly can. Anyway, let me get back to a few little things about how my life was in England, and then I'll compare it to what I think it's probably going to be over here. Oh man, I really don't want to walk through this. This is a dirt track which goes up to the highway from the house, and we've got like a 4-wheel drive vehicle which just drives through here every day. I don't really want to walk through it and get my shoes covered in crap, but the main road's up there which will go down to the left into town. I think I better walk back. I've got my nice red suede shoes on and I don't want to get them covered in mud. Yeah, it's nice and fresh right now. It's about 21 degrees, so it will certainly be a bit hotter later on. Let me just, I don't want to fall over. So back in England, the way my life was, since 2016, I think, whether it be fate or whether I just got damn lucky, everything seems to have fallen into place for me. I have managed, don't ask me, well, you can ask me how, I'd have to make a separate video on it altogether. I have managed to pay off the mortgage on my house. I have 0 debts. In fact, the only expenses I have in my life in England is my utility bills and whatever I spend on food and clothing. That's it. I don't even have a car over there. For the last at least 2 years, Steve from Steve's Car Sales supplied me with a car free of charge. All I had to do was put fuel in it. So thank you, Steve. I really appreciate that. It has saved me quite a lot of money not owning a car. And one of the reasons, well, there's a number of reasons I didn't go out and buy a car when my van fell to pieces. And one of those reasons was knowing that I was thinking of leaving. What is the point of owning a car when I'm only going to have to sell it again? Luckily, I had a very kind boss who's really looked after me very well, and I really appreciate everything he's done for me. But yeah, my life was it was good, if you know what I mean. I had no real cares in the world. I could go out, in fact, in the last few months before I have come over here, I was going out with my friends, Kevin, Vivian, Mark, Alan. We were going out to restaurants, having meals out and enjoying life over there. It was really nice. We enjoyed our trips to the carveries, and there's a place in Dogsfort, Peterborough called Imbrahini's buffet diner place. Just about everything you could think of they supply. It's really good food. I really have a good night over there. So I really had kind of like a easygoing life, no worries. I wasn't worried about finances because I was earning a good wage. I was, you know, didn't have enough things to spend the money on, so I was able to save. And obviously, for someone like me who's really never had any money in their life, when you start to accumulate a little bit of wealth, for me it was a case of I had nothing to really spend it on, so I just saved and enjoyed the simple things I'd done. I mean, to me, I was into a little bit of photography and videos and that, and so I had bought my cameras and there wasn't really anything else I wanted. You know, I didn't want big TVs and flash cars and anything like that. I was quite happy with simple things in life. But anyway, so my life was, you know, it was kind of sweet really. But the big but was, because I've been doing the same stuff my entire life, I wasn't really happy. I had nobody in my life. And obviously once I met Khennah, you know, it kind of changed everything. And I thought, she is not going to want to come and live in England, and I don't think I'd want her to come and live in England. Life over there, I could go into a lot of, I don't know, things I do not like about my life in England, whether it be political or just the way my life was. To society over there, it's just gets me down. So I won't go into it anyway. But I decided to come and live over here. But the big question is, what are the positives of living over here? Can I do it? Well, I'm about to find out. I realised that after all my debts were paid off, I managed to have enough money to actually come over here and make a new start. I'm not rich. I don't have no fantastic social security or pension, so to speak. I mean, I'm not of retirement age anyway. I have my state pension. I have 40 years national insurance contributions since I left school. So I think I've well and truly put my quarterly into the British government, HMRC. So they've certainly had their national insurance contributions out of me. So I should get my full state pension, but that is in about 10, 11 years to come. And I didn't want to wait until retirement age to actually do something in my life, because I don't even know how my health will be when I reach retirement age. And while at the moment, while I'm 56 years old now, I'm still fit, I'm active, I feel good. So I kind of figured it's now or never. Do it while you still can. So that's the way I thought I'd play it and see if it happens. If it doesn't work, then I'll have to go to plan B. If I have to go back to England, I don't want to, but I've made, you know, I have my house back in England. That will stay there because that's my security. But if things work out, then hopefully I can make the life over here and get on with it, so to speak, enjoy it. And I've been here for about a week now, and as I said at the beginning, I'm actually feeling, I'm not feeling any anxiety anymore. I'm not feeling any stress. These are the ducks we bought. So we pick up all the eggs, make the eggs into balut, and we sell them. It's not much, but it's kind of like ticking over money. Ken used to have, well, not the ducks, used to have pigs before COVID, before the pandemic, before the World Economic Forum and the bigots there decided to mess everything up for the world. She was doing very well for herself financially, and then it all went wrong, didn't it, when the world stopped. But now, hopefully, unless they've got anything else in the pipeline, we're trying to get things back together. Yeah. So over here, life is a lot simpler. It would certainly seem that way. I do fully understand that you can't just be here and expect to just survive on a lot less money. From what I've seen so far, if you want to live like a Filipino, you can live cheap here. But if you want to live like a Westerner, be prepared to have some money, because not everything is that cheap. There's a lot of expensive items, and there's, especially when it comes to electricals, you can find yourself paying more money over here than what you would pay back in England. So it's a case of kind of shopping around and working out what's what and where to go. Anything you want to get done, it's going to be different. You've got to start meeting people, knowing how to, who to negotiate with to get what you need. I'll go into that later anyway. Like I've just had to change the brake pads on Ken's car. Just getting hold of the brake pads has been a little task in itself. Anyway, I think I'm doing the right thing. I've got the actual, a little bit in the bank. I know I've got enough to get my overall, get started here. pay out the expenses I need to pay out, and once I get established here, we can then, well, like everything, once you get your rhythm going, then you just carry on. And I will get into obviously another little routine where I'll get up every morning, pick the eggs up, sort the ducks out, feed them, sort the pigs out. It's kind of calming just being here, just watching all the animals. It seems funny, you know, because I don't have to get up for work, and that's something that I've had to do all my life. And when I talk about going to work every day, in the last year, I'd say at least, I get up in the morning, and by 8 o'clock in the morning, I know I've got to leave my house and go to work. And it was giving me a bit of anxiety. I mean, what problems I'm facing today, and you know, I've got to be in that garage for the next 8 hours, and you know, it's not all bad. It's just the fact that I've done it all my life, and when you start to think to yourself, you've only got one life, and I don't want to work my complete entire life away doing the same thing when there's a great big world out here. There's another life. It's just having the courage to take that plunge. And I got my final wage packet a few weeks back, and it's scary to think that you're not going to have another wage packet go into your bank account. You're now on your own, totally. This stream here is an absolute godsend, because the ducks, this is like the perfect place. The ducks, after they've had feeding, they'll all come rushing down the bank, jump into the stream, cool off, and then they'll go back to their little hut and probably lay some more eggs. So it's really nice here. This place we are in, this is the town of Maramag, Bukinon. It's kind of flat around the town area where we are, although we're about 5 kilometres outside the town. We are literally surrounded by mountains. I've only got to drive 5 minutes up the road and you can see the mountains in the distance, and it's inspiring. The scenery is just awesome. Yeah, I suppose I better try and climb back up here without falling over. I need to find some decent shoes to sort of like, you get covered in mud a lot when it's rainy. It does tend to rain a lot here, but we are in like a tropical climate. So I made the decision to leave England, come and live with Khennah, see if we could get our relationship going properly, not over the internet, because it's not that easy doing a long distance relationship. It's a lot easier when you're together. You know what they say, you don't know somebody until you've lived with them. And that's what me and Khennah are going to find out about each other. So far we're doing very well. She's a fantastic lady, I love her loads, and I hope we stay together. I will try my best, even though my relationships haven't been exactly the great in the past. That rooster there is Roger. He's the noisiest one. Wakes me up in the morning. Yeah, what a life. So for the last, I don't know, since the summer, I think probably after I came back to England after my visit here last April, I have spent the entire summer selling off. Morning. How are you? Oh, I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. I've already had a drink.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, we're doing video.
Oh,
Doing a video on for the YouTube channel.
yes.
Yeah. So you want to say hi? Make you famous.
You have coffee. You drink coffee.
Coffee?
Coffee.
No. I'm fine, thank you. I don't drink coffee anymore. No, I only drink water, hot chocolate or milk now, or Coca-Cola, or Jack Daniels. We've still got the Jack Daniels. Anyway, good morning. Just going to go for a walk around, do my little talk, stick it on YouTube. Yeah. Most of the people here are really fluent in English because it's their second language. However, that was Khennah's father, because her entire family live in this area. Every little house around is one of her cousins or relations in one way or another. I think that Roger's following me, or I'm following Roger. Roger! Morning, Nicole.
Morning. Good day.
Here is one very clever little girl, because we read your school report yesterday, didn't we? And what did you get? In all your lessons, you were like at 90% or above.
Yeah.
Teachers are singing your praises. You're
My
going to.
classmate is asking me, "Are you a teacher's pet?" No, I don't think so.
So what would you like to be when you grow older?
I'm planning to be a chef.
Oh, come on. Look, it's one thing, you do know that men are the best chefs, don't you?
Yeah.
So with your qualifications, I reckon you're going to go a long way. You could get a really high paid job. You could be a solicitor, a lawyer, a brain surgeon. You could be a pilot. They have women pilots.
Yeah, I was planning to do that when I was a child, but my cousin keeps asking me, "Don't be a pilot. When you first get in the plane might crash."
Well, yeah, in life nothing is certain, but air travel is one of the safest forms of travel.
Yeah.
Planes are very safe these days. Well, sorry everybody, I'd reached my 30 minutes maximum recording time on this camera, so the video just cut off. So sorry for cutting you off, Nicole.
Yeah, it's okay.
Anyway, I'll let you get on and do whatever you're going to do today.
Have fun your video.
Yeah, I don't normally walk around for 30 minutes recording a video in one lump. Oh dear. And of course the video camera on these DSLRs then just shuts off. That's stupid law. So anyway, I got here and I thought I'd just do it. I thought I'd come here and do it. I had sold off my furniture, which I didn't have much furniture in my house anyway, to be honest with you. I sold off my bits and pieces that I could on eBay throughout the summertime. My bed and Tyler's bed, we took the frames apart because my particular bed in my house in England, I love the frame. It's like a very nice studio bed, and I was not going to fling it away or sell it, so I've dismantled it and put it in the loft. And the same with Tyler's bed frame. I've took the mattresses, an old chest of drawers, and our settee, which was pretty old now. It was a good settee, an expensive one as well, but I've flung them all out. I had Huntingdonshire District Council come round, do a bulky waste collection, and they actually did what they say on their website. You pay them £50 and they will come round and take it all away. I dumped it outside the night before. Next morning I come down before 8 o'clock and it had gone. And I thought, wow, the council are been super efficient. So I pretty much emptied my house of any possessions, and I've lived in my house since 2009, and it is incredible how much stuff you can accumulate, and I'm just cleaning out more and more and more. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the kind of person who collects shit. It just seems to collect, and it was flipping bags of crap. And even in my wardrobe, I'm looking at all my clothes and I'm thinking, why are they even there? I would never even wear any of this stuff anymore. So I just bagged it all up and flung it out, and I thought to myself, I don't even need all this stuff. All I have here with me that I packed into my suitcase is a number of t-shirts and a couple of pairs of shorts, and all the other stuff that was actually causing the weight in my baggage was just camera stuff. I had to leave my tripod behind because it was too heavy, but it was just electrical stuff and things I wanted to bring with me. Bottles of Jack Daniels, which have all been drunk now. They didn't last 5 minutes in the Philippines. Well, it was Ken's mum's birthday the other day. The karaoke went on for more than 48 hours non-stop, and no word of a lie. It started in an afternoon about 4 o'clock. It went all through the night, and when I wake up at 5 in the morning, it's still going, and there are people still singing. It's like Ken's entire family was here. There's been like hundreds of people around singing and dancing, and they roasted a pig, lots of food. Oh, it's a fantastic atmosphere. It's like a real communal, you know, get together. Everyone here knows each other. You know, in England, if you wanted to play, which some people do and annoys everybody, if you wanted to blast your music out for the whole street to hear, you'd probably get a lot of anger towards you. But here you can, well, karaoke is the big thing over here. It's massive, and if you want to blast your music out as long as you like, I guess in certain places you can't really do that, but here you can do it all day and all night and nobody cares. Everyone else just comes in and joins in. I find it quite funny, you know. In England, if someone was playing their music loud, it would be annoying because I'll be trying to get to sleep. But here I don't care. Or maybe it's just the fact that I haven't got to get up for work, so it doesn't bother me anyway. Once we've done our little duties in the morning, running around picking a few eggs up and feeding the ducks and pigs, I've got the rest of the day to just bum around and do not a lot. So I shall go into town later, sit at a little cafe, eat an ice cream. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to just sort of like say, it is scary. You can get a lot of anxiety, which I was getting just prior to coming over here. Worried about the future. Worried about, am I going to blow all of my money, make a total mess of this, and have to go back home and go back to work? If I have to do that, if it does come to that, then I will have to do that. It's as simple as that. But I wanted to say, at least I've tried. That is what it comes down to. That's a little rice field there in front of us. Yeah, at least I've tried. but I am quite conscious of money and what I need to do. One thing at a time, slow and steady wins the race. So I'm going to work at this and try and make a success of it. I've never been on my own before. I've always been employed. I've always had money coming into my account each month. You kind of get into that routine in England, well, I have anyway, where you do the same thing over and over again, and then one day you wake up and wonder what the hell you're doing. So this has been a little bit of a shock, but it was more of a shock before I come here, thinking, oh my God, I've got to leave my life behind. What have I done? But now I'm here, I feel really good, to be honest with you. I feel like I can do this. I guess after a few months, when reality starts to kick in and every day I get my routine here, we shall see. But yeah, you've got to do something in your life to make it all worthwhile. You've got to, if possible, try and make yourself happy. That's what it's all about. Living life, trying to be positive. I know it's not easy. It all depends on your own personal circumstances, if you can actually change your life for the better. It's not something that everybody can do. So I just feel for my own personal self, I've worked all my life, I've worked hard, and now I want to try and enjoy my life. I will be popping back to England at some point, because I'm going to visit my friends in England, and of course I want to visit my old employer Steve and see him again. But in the meantime, this is another little spot. We've got some hammocks. See, you can sit here and drink your beer and just sit in the hammock on a nice hot afternoon, enjoy life. Yeah, I guess I've rambled on enough really. If you've got to the end of this video, then well done. I've just been rambling on and talking crap, but I just wanted to talk about getting here and just a few emotions. Can I make it work? I reckon so. Anyway, enough of the drama. Gotta go. Today is a big day actually. We're taking Tyler, my son, down to the driving school. He's going to do 8 hours in a classroom learning about the highway code and the rules of the road over here, because we're putting him through his driving test. Once he does today and gets this theory out of the way, then on Monday, in a few days time, he'll actually get to sit in a car, a manual car, and he'll start doing his driving lessons so he can get his license. This won't be a full proper license. You've got to be 18 over here to have a proper Filipino full license, but you have a license which will enable him to drive a car. So that's what we're doing now, and that's going to make him very happy. Unfortunately, he's got to do the 8 hours sat in a classroom and not me. So anyway, till the next time, thanks for watching. See you later.